How do you perceive your patron in the shift to King Charles III?
Tom, thanks for having me. We are extremely sad at the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. I don't think I can find words that express the size and scale of the loss that's being felt by the United Kingdom, by people around the world, and especially by our community, because as you say, she was our patroness. She visited the college. She encouraged and inspired generations of students, of faculty, and of staff. So there's a real sense of loss right now and mourning and wanting to honor her incredible reign. We're not looking forward, to tell you the truth, as to what next right now. This is a period of deep reflection and gratitude for what Her Majesty the Queen did for Queen's College, Cambridge.
One of the hallmarks of her reign was the diversity of the United Kingdom. Cambridge led on that as well, and some would say Mohamed El-Erian led on it as well. There's the shock of the Truss cabinet, the senior officials showing the diversity of the United Kingdom. From the University of Cambridge, state the diversity that Queen Elizabeth brought.
She would speak to everyone and would encourage us to be more inclusive, more diverse, and to continue in the daily fight of reducing obstacle to access to a Cambridge education. It's all about access and participation. And Her Majesty was a leader in this regard. She believed in a very inclusive community. I cannot tell you that when she would come and visit us, she would spend as much time with the president as she would with the head gardener, with the head of our student body. She would go around and talk to people in a very personal and engaging fashion. And she was an inspiration in terms of inclusion and diversity.
Mohamed, the last time she visited you was back in 2019, as recently as 2019. Can you share with us just a little something from that, how special that visit was for you and the college?
It was incredibly special, John, not only because we were hosting Her Majesty for lunch, but we invited our community to come out. And the joy with which they welcomed her to Queen's and the interaction with her. There are pictures on our website of her meeting with the students, meeting with the staff, spending time and caring. And then it was a wonderful lunch in which we thanked her for her very strong support of our college. You know, she followed the Queen Mother, who was our patroness before her. And it's been a constant for us, just like it has been a constant for the whole nation.
Mohamed, this has been one of the key points that people keep coming back to, that she was the embodiment of a spirit of the United Kingdom that will be hard to replace, and that she really created the modern version of a monarchy. Can you give us a sense, a more tangible sense of why it is, especially for people outside of the United Kingdom, that she acted in this role even though she is a figurehead, right? That she is apolitical by definition, and that she is looking to remain as sort of a public relations persona rather than a leader like the Parliament?
It was, Lisa, her inspiration. She has inspired so many in the United Kingdom and around the world, and I would argue she will continue to long inspire people around the world. So where did that inspiration come from? I think from three things. One, her empathy. She was very empathetic. She listened to people. Second, her dedication. She said it on day one that she would be dedicated to serve the nation. And she continued serving the nation for over 7 decades as the monarch. And third was her responsiveness. So when you put these three things together, it sums up in inspirational leadership that overcomes all sorts of divisions within society, and that was flexible enough to take the United Kingdom through massive changes. If you look at how different the United Kingdom of today is compared to the one of 70 years ago when she became queen. And she was able to navigate all that, inspiring a whole nation throughout that whole period.
Mohamed, given how much things have changed, as you talk about, given Brexit, given the fact that the United Kingdom has shrunk in its scope with relation to some of these trade partnerships, or at least nomenclature, what is the new vision going forward? Does it adhere back to that one, or is this truly a marking of a new regime?
You know, there are many challenges facing the United Kingdom, and that's true for the new Prime Minister, who recognized that on day one. But I think, Lisa, right now, it's about Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It's about mourning her death. It's about honoring her accomplishment and honoring her reign. There will come the day when we will sit down and talk about all the challenges ahead. But I think this is a really important moment in history because she has played such an important role, not just in this country, but around the world.